Okay, so it's like a reti.
Boring.
Oh, Ariantari won the first game of the tournament with the black pieces.
Wow,
Yeah.
congrats to Arjan. Last minute replacement, no? Because Richard Rapport withdrew.
He only had 4 days to prepare, and he literally called, I think, Kirill Alexienko to come, and he's like, yeah, I'm in Spain, I'll come and join, and I'll be your second. And that was it. Now the light squared bishop is out. Still boring.
Incredibly dry. So it's a sort of reti opening. Okay. Bishop g4 is a bit interesting by Maxime, because it indicates that he's happy to give up his bishop for this knight. And Welsey, also to my mind, somewhat interestingly, doesn't challenge the bishop with pawn to
Well, he didn't need to. It was that obviously.
He still takes? What's going on?
I don't know.
Do you respect bishops, Mr. Maxime? That's very surprising to me.
Do you like bishops or knights?
I think it depends, but usually you don't see them just giving up a bishop for a knight without at least getting a tempo or some double pawns or some weaknesses. But maybe Maxime is saying, things aren't going well, I'll make sure I don't blunder anything, knights are much trickier in blitz. Because in general, I think, like computer eval speaking, computer will say white is better here because of the bishops. Mm-hmm. But with shorter time controls, it's much easier to blunder some trick by a knight than some trick by a bishop, so I'm not sure if that's always priced in properly into the evaluation. But humans, the knights can be tricky with little time.
Yeah, it's true. I had a friend who was telling me that, you know, knights are almost stronger than rooks. I was like, yeah, that's a bit much. But I understood his point. Again,
chess player?
Yeah, chess player, grandmaster. I was like, okay. Well, interesting. Interesting pawn structure on the board. I really do like this pawn structure, but I've kind of always been a bit cautious about pushing that pawn to c5, because my understanding is if black gets in e5 and it's still a middle game, then you gotta have the control over the center. And,
yeah, I don't like it here. I think in general it's fine if you can get c5 and f4, so you make sure e5 doesn't happen. But after rook e8, I'm not sure what he wants, maybe. Knight a4, try to fight against this. It's a bit committal, but well, he's arguing that knight on a6 is out of play.
Well, it is possible.
Here comes bishop g2. f4 is a threat.
f4 is a threat. But unfortunately, he put his queen on e7, so e5 isn't... Oh, okay, he's played it anyway. Pawn takes. And knight d7 was the big idea.
You had to do something before this f4 happened with the grip. Now the position is much sharper than it used to be some moves ago. I would guess white is better, but it's messier, which I think Maxime, naturally, he prefers messier stuff, and the knights get a little jumpy. So maybe he got what he wanted, even if objectively he might be worse.
Yeah, because in this type of position, I would be scared of moves like e4 and on the board.
d4? What's
d4, yeah. And now just move the knight. I was thinking maybe trade a 7 knights, but okay, knight goes to d1.
d3?
Yeah.
He's not worried. Come on, Maxime. Push.
Maybe he can back it up.
Yeah.
What's he planning?
Rook d8
Rook
first.
d8.
Very logical as well. d3 doesn't run away. But he's still not doing it. Trying to bring his rooks into play first. Bishop h3 is asking this rook if he would like to go back.
And
Maxime.
Oh
focus.
no.
He's not focused. Rook d7 and rook d8 back, losing to tempi.
Okay, he missed that bishop move.
Yeah, now white gets everything he wants. Rook d1, stopping d3.
Ooh, and okay, well, Maxime you know, he's short on time, worse on position, just decides to complicate things, roll the dice, but it looks quite bad actually.
Yeah, he's also weakening his own king more than the enemy king. Once the bishop comes to f5, queen h5 is there, bishop e3, his knight is stuck on a6, looks completely lost actually.
Yeah.
Queen h4, there's always queen to g4.
Queen, there's also queen h5 in the air. I quite like my direct threats of checkmates. Queen h4 played, but I was going to say trade queens. Would I be a fully fledged member of the Chicken Club if I suggest trading queens, or is this just good strategy?
No, I think we'll need more,
You need more
evidence for the application you've suggested. All kinds of aggressive things here. Takes, but he's dead lost. He's going for this endgame, pawn down against the two bishops. This is fairly resignable, actually. Maxime is just trying to get it over with.
Okay. Yeah, it's a tough job for Maxime. 24 seconds on the clock, and Welsey has everything. I agree. Knight f6 check. Move the king. Okay, he reroutes the bishop. It's okay.
It's hard to go wrong, right?
I mean, you've even got
So
bishop.
lost.
You've even got bishop b6. Get greedy.
Guess he'll just go a4, make sure none of these pawns yet
Yeah.
are under attack, and then start cashing in.
Now you can do it.
No, bishop d2.
Bishop d2. Okay. What was wrong with my greed? Nothing.
Nothing. I think Welsey, he just likes to keep everything protected. He didn't want to allow knight e6 even
Okay.
hitting the pawn on f4. So he wants to put his bishop here, exchange, and then take it if needed.
Okay, let's introduce the king. Ooh,
Mr.
Maxime on 3 seconds. Ah. Okay, he gets a 2-second increment, but that's nothing.
It's just so lost. He's hoping to get one final knight jump in.
Okay, yeah, there is a jump, right?
Yeah, no, knight c5. Start getting a little jumpy. King f3, knight d4, king e3, knight c2 back. King f2. Making yourself work there a little. King e3, knight c2. He's playing on, but that's a big central pawn to blunder away. And it's what we talked about earlier, like objectively White was winning, but the knights are jumpy with little time.
And now Welsey, seconds on the clock.
Maxime didn't take the central pawn, he took the b3 pawn instead, and is trying to push here. My best guess is he's still in trouble.
It totally is in trouble, but you never know. You know, two knights are worthy adversaries of 2 bishops in certain situations. But no, okay, not in this case,
Not
actually.
now. Now the f pawn will do the job.
Oh no!
Sorry, that went very quickly. We couldn't cover all the action, but in the end, Welsey prevailed. King g7. That would just be bishop takes c5. You can't take the other bishop because of the threat. So yeah. Not the cleanest game ever, but Maxime doesn't seem like himself. He's just missing basic things.
Yeah, for a moment, though, it looked like he was going to get something, get half a point. You know, he managed to make a nice little comeback, and then I think he got a bit greedy, chose the wrong pawn. Okay, but, you know, seconds to spare. Happens. And, okay, so we have 1 game remaining, and that's between Anish and Wang Hao. Is it... And what do we think about this ending? Anish has 1 pawn extra, but it's a knight and rook against a rook.